Welcome back to the village, everybody. My name is Cal. Today I wanted to talk about something very near and dear to my heart. That's right, video games. Specifically, I need to share with you an addiction that I've been suffering from for the past few months. Have you ever played a game that you just don't like? And you sit down and you grab the controller, you boot up the game, and you tell yourself, no, not this time. I'm not going to do it this time. Why would I ever do it? Why would I play something I don't want to play? But then you already see that the menu is open and you're already launching a game. That's how I feel with the Dead by Daylight clone, Dragon Ball The Breakers. Dragon Ball The Breakers was released last year, and I have been having a time. Overall, I shit you not, over 100 hours in Dragon Ball The Breakers. Again, a game I don't even like. I'm actually finding it incredibly difficult for me to get work done at home because sometimes I look over and I say, I'm going to record Well, now hold on. What's this? A beautiful, delicious game of Dragon Ball The Breakers. But see, it's not just because the game is addicting that I have so many hours in it. No, in fact, there's a very particular reason why I've played so many hours of this game despite enjoying only a very small fraction of it, which is the way that the Raider system works. For the uninitiated, for those who don't know, who haven't dipped their tootsies into the old primordial soup that is the Dragon Ball universe, there are two kinds of characters. You got your good guy, and you got your not so good guy. In the game, you can play as good guy. Good guy is known as survivor. As a survivor, you have three objectives. There's kill bad guy, escape bad guy, or wipe a bad guy from this timeline. The game cycle is pretty simple. You get your little guy, you've got customization options, you have different abilities that you can use, such as a double jump, or a little platform that you can hop up to, or a little zip hook that you can get away with, and your goal is to find all these little keys. You get a key in every area, starts up that super time machine, and then, once the super time machine has been started, you gotta defend it until such a time of which the Raider is then cast back from whence they came. As the Raider, your goal is the exact opposite. You want to murder every motherfucker in the goddamn world, alright? You are cheesed the hell off and you're about to make some pizza out of the blood of the innocent. So as a Raider, you have four options. You can either play as Boo, Cell, Frieza, or the newest one, which came out in Season 2, Vegito and Nappa. Side tangent, I didn't know that all the Saiyans are named after vegetables until literally, like, this year, and I've been a Dragon Ball Z fan my entire life. Nappa, cabbage, Vegeta, vegetable, Kakarot, carrot. I mean, it's a lot more obvious now that I think about it, but back in the day, I just thought that they had a couple of silly names. Anyway, the reason why I have so many hours in this game is not because I enjoy playing it. That is far from the reason that I play this game. No, I have over 100 hours in this game because of the game mechanic surrounding how to play a Raider. Basically, every time you play a game, you can queue up as a survivor or a Raider. Now, when you queue up as a Raider, because it is an 8v1 situation, you have a queue, and you need to get up the queue in priority until you are allowed to play the Raider. Now, this can go from an average of, I would say 2 to 3 is what I typically see, or it can go up to 8 games. There are times where you will have to play 8 games of Survivor before you get to play one game as Raider. And as a Raider fan, as a Raider player, it is the biggest turnoff to this game in the goddamn century. This game's not even good. It has pretty negative reviews. In fact, I've even left a review just talking about how goddamn addicting it is despite being a piece of garbage. But I find myself always coming back. It's like fast food, but in order to get my fast food, I have to fight every single other person in the line. Not to mention, these matches aren't exactly short. They can be anywhere from 5 to up to 15 minutes of just solid gameplay. And because it is a cooperative game, I don't want to just go in and get myself killed over and over again. I have a reputation to uphold, alright? The Calicore name is now stamped onto Dragon Ball The Breakers, and if I were to play poorly every single game just to quicken them up so that I could be the Raider every single time, well, that wouldn't sit right with me, not as a real gamer. And so I have spent over 100 hours playing games just for the tantalizing tickle of the Raider teat that I crave. And let me tell you, it ain't even that worth it to get Raider. Cell is my main. I am level 75 on Cell as of the recording of this video, and I would like to say, a fairly good Cell player. I get pretty good wins, but he has the lowest win rate out of all of the Raiders in the game right now. I don't know why I've picked him as my main, but I just love it. I love his voice lines. I like the skittering around you get to do as Little Cell. Look at that fucker go. Yeah, boy. It's amazing. It's fantastic. It is one of my favorite characters to play. And he's dog shit. He is wretchedly terrible. This is how Cell works, right? You start out as a little tiny little baby boy, right? You got no abilities, you can climb walls, you can do the instant transmission dodge, but besides that, you're pretty much just scuttling about. You can do this kind of little headbutt move to grab people, but more often than not, you are not looking for any of the survivors that are played by player characters. You are instead going after the survivors that are NPCs. These are random civilians that are caught up in the story's really weird. They're in like a time paradox? Fucking bowl? I don't know. But anyway, they're there and you gotta eat them. So, you grab them, you suck them dry, and eventually you move on to phase 2. Now this is where Cell is at his weakest. If you want to fucking clown on a Cell, if everyone else in the lobby, those 8 people, if they're all level 1 and 2, you can actually almost defeat Cell with just that alone. Just everyone, the technique that I've seen is you get one person to lure him into a cave and then everyone just fucking jumps on him like a bandit ambush in D&D. They use straight up fucking goblin tactics on this motherfucker. So when you're playing level 2 Cell, you have to be very, very careful because again, you may have just spent 8 games playing. You may have spent over an hour and a half maybe playing Survivor games to play this one Raider game, and if you go into that cave and you get fucking snuffed out like a candle flame, that's it. Go back to playing those fantastic Survivor games that you love so much. Now, Cell does have a couple of techniques to try and sort of circumvent this clownery. For example, he does come with a dodge that he can use as well as solar flare to stun his enemies. However, he just doesn't do that well against groups. This actually goes on further into his third form when he is also kind of vulnerable, mainly because of his main attack. The Kamehameha is what he uses as his primary ki blast. Every single Raider gets one. And while I love it because it allows me to kind of trick shot people far away, it doesn't have a max range, which I really, really like. The problem with it is that it can only hit one target at a time. You can technically hit multiple targets, but it's very, very difficult to do. And it's honestly an ability that is almost not worth using when you're in a big cluster fight because survivors are going to stack up on you one after another and start punching the fucking daylights out of you until you fall to pieces. Now, Third Form Cell does come with an ability that allows him to attack a wide range area. However, he has to charge it up for, I think it's like a second, maybe a second and a half. And while he's doing that, all it takes is a good fucking sucker punch and that ability is on cooldown. You can try to get out of these clusterfucks by going up into the sky and destroying an entire area of the map, which is one of my favorite fucking mechanics, by the way. I love getting into a fight and then just disappearing out of the goddamn blue to just blow up a fourth of the map, or a fifth of the map, something like that. It feels fantastic. The tactile feeling of getting to be a Raider is unlike any other game of this kind. It feels so good. There's a reason why I play this instead of Dead by Daylight, and it is for 2 reasons. I get to blow shit up in this one, and the voice lines. Oh, the voice lines. Oh, they're amazing. They're beautiful. They are the greatest creation that this game could have given me, and it is one of the main reasons that I'm addicted to it, because I'll tell you what, there is nothing like getting into a game, voice lining on those clowns, and then having a clean sweep. See, in my opinion, this game is not good. It's barely fun. But I'll tell you what, you play 2 hours of Survivor games, maybe even get your ass kicked as a Raider, you log back in, you gotta get that win for the day, you want that weekly reward or that daily reward, you want that fucking gacha, which by the way, yeah, it's a gacha game, you can spend more money on this fucking dog shit if you really want to. I don't recommend it, but you can. And so, you queue up for this game, you get in, you voice line on them, and then it begins. What you're watching here is a clip of one of my favorite styles of games, which is that it is a difficult, nail-biting fight back and forth, which is why I like playing Cell. He's not easy. He's not even that good. But when you get a win with him, oh my god, it is amazing. Now, luckily for me, these survivors were not doing the greatest job. I think they lost someone early on in the match, as well as having a couple of people that, honestly, I don't think were trying their best to win that match. Either way, now, when you hit level 4 Cell, that is when you know you have pretty much won. Level 4 Cell has incredibly fast, long-range ki blasts. He has a giant AoE that he can spit down onto the map that destroys an entire area for a couple of seconds that no one can go through without immediately getting knocked down. He gets another area explosion that he can blow up. He has his teleports. He has his perfect Kamehameha wave, which fucking wrecks those guys. He is a force to be reckoned with at level 4. And so, what you see here is these witless fools who thought that they could defeat me, a raider of level 75, who just spent 5 games of Survivor to get this raider game. I get all of the Dragon Balls. Now, the Dragon Balls are Cell's greatest weakness, because the Dragon Balls allow one person to get to level 4, and if you are level 2 or even level 3 as Cell and someone pops the Dragon Balls off, you are basically dead, unless you can somehow get away from them and wait out the other survivors' time for their transformations, because each survivor can transform into a little fighting guy and come and razzle dazzle you up, you know what I mean? Give you the old 1-2 punch. However, there's a time limit on them actually being able to transform into this second form. So when you get the Dragon Balls and you wish for power, you get level 4 and it has no time limit on it. You can be in that form as long as you want, which also means that when you use your special attack, every single transformation has a special attack. If you have a special attack and you use it, it makes your time go by quicker, but not if you are a level 4. So oftentimes, the Dragon Balls are Cell's greatest weakness, but my favorite fucking thing in this game, and it's what keeps me coming back, is a game like this. You knock them down, you find out they have the Dragon Balls, you get all of them. There's one person remaining. What do? You drop the Dragon Balls, and you wait. If they are a real Dragon Ball Z player, if they really want to breakers it up, they go and they get their ass on that pedestal. They turn level 4 and you have a 1v1 duke it out fight. And honestly, you're going to win 9 out of 10 times unless you're incredibly low health, because level 4 Cell is way stronger than any level 4 survivor. However, holy shit, it is an amazing feeling. It is immaculate. It's orgasmic, all right? Listen, I don't want to sound crass, but it's goddamn cummied up, okay? It's fucking awesome. So yeah, if you're ever wondering why my videos take a little bit longer than they used to, if you're wondering why these little video essay style content isn't coming out as quickly, it's probably because I'm in jail playing the breakers. By the way, just a quick thing, if there are any of the developers of Dragon Ball The Breakers who ever catch wind of this video, can I just say, add your fucking Raider queue back. I would save so much time and hassle. They had, at the beginning of Season 2, they had a very short period. It was like 1 day, maybe 2 days, where you could queue up as a raider, and it took like 10 minutes to be a raider. But you would wait those 10 minutes because you didn't have to spend 45 minutes to an hour playing fucking survivors in order to be a fucking raider. My Vegeta is level 40-something, and that was because the day he came out, I was able to just queue up as Vegeta for every single round instead of having to play a bunch of survivor rounds, and I basically played all day. It was amazing. It was one of the groundbreaking change. It actually brought me back. I had almost escaped, right? I was out the door. I was like a turtle this close, a baby turtle this close to the ocean. Breakers is behind me, a seagull coming down to get me. I'm about to touch the ocean's loving embrace and finally rid myself of this curse. And then they released that update. And the seagull got me. And then It flew me back to the beach and it dropped me and it watched me crawl again because the day after that update came out, they took it away because there was something wrong with it. I don't know if it was that it was taking too long for people to get into games. I don't know if it was messing up Survivor games or if there are not enough people playing Raider or if there are too many people playing Raider. I don't know, but they took it away and it's been gone for months and they say they're going to bring it back. They say that they're working on it, but the latest update that came out yesterday still has no fucking Raider button. In fact, they grayed it out. They grayed it out. It's gone now. It used to be an option and it would just queue you up as your regular trying to get the Raider queue, but instead they've just grayed it out now and are like, yeah, so just so you know, it is not available. It will be available at some point, but right now, no, sorry. If they fix that, you'll never see me again. I'll be gone. I'll be fucking gone. I'll be space dust by the time I stop playing that game because the Raider games are horribly addicting and I love it. So that's it for me, everyone. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you next week with a Drawn to Life video. Bye.